Mandy can say now, it started off with her. She had 5 children that on a Saturday they will knock her outside and they will say, Auntie, as I need coffee, man. As I need iets om te eat. And she would, when it wasn't COVID, she would let them sit there outside and give them something to eat and porridge and with milk and give them something to drink and whatever. That when, during this time of the COVID-19, that she saw that need, man. It was a bigger need than ever, because wherever we drive, at the robot there's an auntie standing, and we buy these vouchers from the church. It's life on the line.
Mm-hmm. No.
Heart for the house.
Yeah.
We buy the vouchers, so 20 rand vouchers, 50 rand vouchers. We even inspire those guys inside, my children. Listen here, you cannot just receive everything and receive. And you got this and you got that and whatever. Now, that they even decided, Mom, I just bought a 20 rand voucher. I bought 3 of those vouchers. I said, to do what? I said, well, my daughter said, well, if there's somebody that's going to need it, then we can at least bless that person with it. And then suddenly we have to stop the car and these guys taking out their vouchers. You see this person here and give it to them. Oh, we were in Stellenbosch with this car guy, the guy that's watching over the cars there was standing there, and you can see, this guy wonders, he's working for, who's going to give me a 2 and who's going to give me a 5 and that he decided, man, I've still got one of those vouchers, man, give it to this guy. He was so glad getting a 50 rand voucher to go at Pick and Pay and get the bread and get some cheese and get some whatever, you know. That vouchers actually stopped them from going for something else like cigarettes and
Yes.
I like that idea though.
Yeah,
So I like
there's
that idea.
a
I like
that was
that
to
idea.
that
There's a
voucher.
disclaimer to
Yeah.
that says no
Beautiful.
cigarettes or no
Yeah,
drinking
you
stuff.
can buy soap, toothpaste,
Yes.
bread, and
Yeah.
whatever that's needed for the bread,
That's
but
beautiful.
everything apart
I
from.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so that is actually, the life's journey, man.
Yes.
That you just feel like say whatever you have, and it came to that point where she actually she and her sister actually decided, listen, you guys, there's a lot of people that gonna need something to eat. You know.
My worry was a lot of these kids here in Sophia Town, Happy Valley, they are dependent on a bit of food from the school's feeding scheme.
Yes. Yes.
And with the lockdown, it made things so bad. I said to him, listen here, I won't be able to deal with this. Let's just cook. And I would feed up to 50 kids. Not just the kids, but adults also came
that.
along.
Yes,
But
yes.
I could at least feed 50 people per day.
Yes.
And it happened for every single day. And we start from our pockets. And then, but my luck was, it was my help me out.
Our leader.
No. My pain, the May man.
Oh,
My birthday bonus. My bonus.
Oh,
My bonus month. So which
bonus.
means my entire bonus went, I just went shopping at Giants, rice.
Yeah, bonus, yeah.
Whatever.
5 kg.
Just
rice,
to
10
keep
kg
this thing
this.
running.
Yeah.
And it started to bring us down, and I said, Lord, please give us that power and that strength to carry on what we are busy doing, not to be seen, but to do your will. Because why? I thank God each and every day because I'm back at work, but I haven't been struck by the COVID. And we've been feeding, and the kids and the adults, they come without their masks. So which means God is more for me, so my work on earth is not done yet.
Yes.
Because why? I still need to feed the nation, whether it's just 50 up to 80, And but things turned out for, I won't say bad because I went back to work, he stayed, my sister went back to work, so now the feeding time started to deteriorate.
Yes.
And it's not every single day because now I'm tired and I must still come cook food for the household. And so we decided, okay, Tuesday, Thursday, weekends. And then supplies ran very low. Now I had to make contact with the church. The
No,
church.
in fact, the church asked you.
Yeah, they were actually asking
Asked you, what are you guys up to?
And I
then she
explained
said-
to them, and my service leader phoned me the one day. She said to me, "Listen here, here's a link. Apply on this link as much as you can, information." But now I'm not an NGO, but I was forced to say, okay. What I only said on the group, on that thing was Hendricks family outreach. That's what I typed in there. They just want to see something, and within a few days I received a phone call. Listen here, a restaurant made contact with Love on the Line. That's our
Church.
the church's
Organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
They want to feed 100 kids.
And so far we had only about 60, 70 kids.
Yeah, 50.
So
No,
now- 50.
less actually.
Yeah,
50.
so now we need to feed 100 kids.
And we had to get 100 kids now. These kids that came, they had to spread the word. And the next Tuesday came and delivery was done. And it
Sunbird
was
Park,
yeah.
Happy Valley's children and the
Nando's that
Nando's, yeah.
supplied 100 meals for 100 kids and bottled
Not
water
actually more.
and 30 loaves of bread, I think.
Yes.
No, I decided no, I'm going to make something for the parents, and then
Mm.
bought the styrofoam containers, and we pre-packed the foods and whatsoever. And then the Wednesday come. But now before I leave work, I received a call to hear about how it went and whatsoever. I said to this lady, Kaylin, it went very well, but now I'm stressing because the same amount of kids going to come today, and normally I only get up to 50
Plates of
dishes
food.
of food
Out
from
of
the
what
pot.
you
Yeah.
Mm.
And you know what?
And we were also scared about the neighborhood complaining about
The masses.
Yeah,
masses
so
of-
we.
the
I
children
told them
already
not-
that know,
please
that
don't
knew
come
about
to the
it.
house. Rather wait
Yeah,
there
coming
on
up.
that
Yeah, we
field,
coming
yeah.
to you.
But you know what? I'm not ashamed to say this. I burst into tears that Wednesday because now there's the 100 kids again, and there wasn't enough for everybody. And my sister, you know, she tried to calm me down. She said, "Listen here, there's nothing that you can do because the church supplied for 100 kids, and that was for yesterday. And now today there was an expectation."
Was set already.
Yeah. And so we decided, look, what we're going to do is do it every second day, then we can at least cook
For the masses.
yes,
Yeah.
every second day. So
There's one thing also what I want to ask now, and then I'll get to the others. To the both of you, what does commitment mean?
Yeah, look, commitment is, for me, means that if you start something, you must go on with it. That is commitment to me. You must put in your everything in it, from the start to the finish. And in time that you do that, you are committing yourself, you're volunteering yourself, you service. Understand? So it's a service for me. That is a service that you render, a service that you give somebody with a smile, and you don't expect anything back.
yes.
Right? that is for me, that is what it means for me.
And Ms. Hendricks?
Well, look, in my case, the two of us, we've been committed to each other now for 31 years, but we married for 27, you know. You people getting married today, getting divorced tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just about, you know, committing yourself when you volunteer. It starts with yourself. You know? When you start, like we said, start something, you must walk till the very, very end.
No matter how hard it is.
Yeah.
No matter
Yes.
endurance.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you're
Yes,
gonna have that
yes.
hardship in
Endure.
you, because commitment it's a lifelong step.
Yes. With
Right.
commitment comes
Life,
pain.
life
It comes
hasn't been
pain,
moonshine and
yes.
roses.
And it comes with quite a lot of choices, and it also comes with a lot of thorns.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
you must, and then in that commitment you must prepare to handle that situation, and also with a commitment, if there's hardship, and his heartache and tears. You need to work with it. You need to accept it. That is only going to make you stronger.
Yes, that's beautiful. And even if you spend time studying the Bible, then it speaks about that your faith will carry you, but it's the trial that endures
Yes,
you.
yes.
So even if you have faith to go through the situation, is then at the end of the day, what you can take out of your message to say, listen, this is what I've gone through, but this is what I'm still going to do. No
That's
matter.
why the Apostle Paul can talk about
Yes,
it.
because he endured the most.
Yes.
And speaking about Damascus earlier on, that you've been and you heard the sandstorm. If you look at what they had to go through, Paul was on his way to Damascus to
Yes.
slaughter Christians
Yes.
because they believe in Jesus, and he felt that at this time this is something he needed to do. But his road to Damascus was his road of deliverance. And sometimes when we look at people, we always see them in the road to Damascus, which we'll call the road to hell. But yet it's sometimes the road to freedom.
Yes. Yes.
And I listened to what you guys said. You started off with feeding a few kids, and you grew and you grew. And the reason God has maybe brought me to you is because sometimes when you start something, you always see yourself at the end game. And if you look at the storyline, it started with 5 turned 10, 10 turned 15, it turned 50,
More than that.
and then it turned out more. And if you look at people always want to start off where they want to end off. But if you look at you guys, you didn't want to start off anywhere. You just thought about feeding these kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just started off by feeding the kids, and you never saw yourself feeding the masses or going out and having to tell them, listen, we will come till there, because it's not something you saw yourself in, but it's something God saw you doing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So purpose again, you saw yourself in teaching, but now you find yourself feeding.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because never saw yourself in teaching, but now you're teaching lost children who's not having food on their table, teaching them how to love even though love hasn't been there for them. So my next question would be something that would be, it would come from the both of you, and I think this is where you guys can speak as one. Your message of motivation to couples and to the youth. Because I see yourself not just doing it as a single pair, but you're doing it as a pair.
Yeah. I think for couples, we can say never to give up. We know that when you get married, it's always hard. When you make a commitment in front of the pulpit to the one that you love, that you say you're going to love her for almost and forever. And when they say that part where they say for better or for worse, till death us do part, it means that you need to keep on with that commitment. And like she said, we know each other for 31 years and we're married for 27 years. It wasn't 27 years of moonshine and roses. So for the couples out there, we can say with that couples retreat, it will really help you to your future footsteps forward. And also be careful in how you say things to your partner and how you do things and whatsoever. And in our time, we can count on our fingers to how many times we actually had an argument, if we can call it then an argument or a disagreement. But we can work on that. And what I've learned is that you go into your room. You don't go and portray to everybody here in front. The two of you go into your room and you pray about it. And you talk it out.
You don't go sleep angry because you don't know what can happen during the night.
And we always believe to kiss each other every day.
Yes.
Every day. When she leaves, I kiss her, okay, bye. When she comes back, and we teach that to the kids as well. I think the one time when I came from school, and I know our kids are as big as those guys are, they still kiss me.
They kiss their dad on his mouth.
Yeah. So what happened one day when I went to fetch her, she was at
the promenade.
At the promenade. No?
Yeah. I went for him there, and we met each other because I got a lift from my deputy with the two younger ones because they were at that school, and he went to pick up the eldest one.
From London.
Yeah, he came from
Yellowwood.
Yellowwood that time. Picked up Liam, and we met each other there, and we went to Woolworths. Now as we approached, I greeted him, he kissed his dad, and there was this lady that had a table
In front
on the
of
corner of one of the stores
Woolworths.
at Woolworths entrance. And but we didn't see. We knew she was standing there, but we weren't really taking notice.
Notice, yeah.
And then he kissed his dad, good afternoon, and we went into Woolworths because we were on our way there. And we came out, and this lady, she was all packed up, but she waited because she just had to, congratulate us because while this is now, she was, look, she had tears in her eyes, she said.
Mind blowing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this big boy kissing his dad on the mouth in public, and you get kids that don't even, as small kids that don't even kiss their parents. And with the things that's going on in Spain, the gangsterism, kids are addicted to drugs and so forth, And for her, this was just, she was just amazed. She just had to wait for us to.
To tell
Wow.
them,
Yeah.
to
Just
tell
to
them
express that.
Yeah, yes.
That
never
emotions.
stop doing that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the youngsters, for the young adults, or for the young people, man. Young at heart, you're still older, but you feel still young at heart. You know what? Whatever you do, whatever you set your mind, that dream that you have, you
Can
shouldn't
become a
stop. You
reality.
mustn't. It can come to be a reality. Wait for people. You need to be submissive. You need to wait. I waited for people at the Mount Nelson Hotel, and I was very submissive. I put myself down and I said, listen here, this is me. I'm John Hendricks. How can I help you? Understand? And you need to serve other people. And that is, you need to volunteer. You want to
Yes.
become a fireman, volunteer.
Yes.
You
Yes.
understand? Well,
Yes.
volunteer at the fire station, even if it means that they don't want you there right now and they can't afford you. You say, listen, I signed a declaration. I'm not going to want any money from you guys. But please, man, if you want to become a policeman, maybe you should be a reservist. And go and say, listen here, can I be of service?
Yes.
Understand? So that is what I'm saying. Pursue your dream and put your footsteps forward.
Yes. Without having to earn money for it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't earn
If
money.
I can just cut in there, like I would always speak to the youngsters at school. I would tell them, guys, I know I'm not a teacher, or I'm not a teacher, or your class teacher. You guys are sitting here, you are performing, you've got your educator in the class, but you're still performing. What are you guys expecting in life? You guys, you want to be gangsters. You see the gangsters, the shootings that's happening in your area, the drugs that's being sold in your area. I said, you don't need to be like that. I saw these things when I grew up in Elsa's River. I've seen the gangsters, I've seen the drugs, because in my family, my uncles used to do drugs and whatsoever. And you don't need to be like that. If you can make a difference by completing your primary school career, go to high school. There are NGOs that's waiting for you guys to apply for bursaries. You can go study. Because nowadays, anybody can tell the government, I don't work. So, with all these people that's applying for SASA, I don't work, and then in the meantime, how they tell the white lies about that. I said, you don't need to lie, because things are not so rosy at your homes. But if you can make a difference out there to go and study and take your parents out of the situation and yourselves, why not? It's all up to you guys now to take up that challenge and work your way through it. Because why you can't just blame the gangsterism and the drugs, because why it hasn't hit you really, but it's because you are curious and now you want to go and experiment, and then you want to do like they say, monkey see, monkey do, So it doesn't have to be that way.
Repetitive behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the truth. That's something we were actually tackling on going to schools now recently and speaking to the youth, because so much times the youth actually feel that this is the only way that you can, say for example, drive a Golf 7. You need to be affiliated with gangsterism, because if you look at the price tag attached to the car, you're looking at what? Say about $500,000. So if you're looking at the $500,000 on a car, your first thing your mind hits is that my mother don't even have about 100,000 rand in a house. So the quickest way for you to get this money is then to become a gangster. But what they don't know most of the times is all the multi-billionaires are actually self-educated people.
And there's a price tag attached to that
Golf
Golf 7
7.
as well. You, as the youngster, must go and make your first deal.
Yes.
An innocent person, just so that they can see that you are going to be committed to their
And for you to
gang.
break the fear of actually having to kill again and again.
Yeah.
And the thing is also, now you have your own family, but now you have to look over your shoulder for the rest of your life, because no matter how much money you make, you're never safe.
Yeah, there's no way getting out of it. And if you decide to get out of it, you can close your books, because
Yes.
why, they're gonna come for you.
They're definitely gonna come for you because you attain too much
That's just how
information.
the gangsterism works. And you know, the sad part of it all is the youngsters, they don't want to listen.
I think it goes with they don't want to listen, but also they don't understand.
Understand? So whatever you're trying to do, or what we want to do, is just having that smile back on some people's faces. Like I say, your volunteering doesn't mean just to be that hand that goes out, but can also be the hand goes out and
And a
talk
message.
Yes, and
Yeah,
a
I
message.
love the
Yes.
message.
And what actually took me by surprise this one Sunday morning, when this guy, after we dished out the food, and while we were actually busy, he said to the other adults that stood there, you can't just come in and come and get some food. You must pray. You must pray. And
So those
to
people can
them,
make more food.
it sounded as he's a madman, and they all just walked away. But he stayed, and he asked us whether he could pray for us.
Yeah.
Although we couldn't understand because he prayed in isiXhosa, but we knew because he would pick up words, so we would know what he
Yeah.
was actually saying, and
See how bold
thanking
you
God
are.
for us. For sending us to come and feed them and so forth. You know, that was a very emotional moment.
Yes.
You know, where you think, that was never my expectation. You know, but for somebody to think about us, you know, praying for us at that moment, and thanking God for sending.
That's what the words say, expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. So that has come to the end of our interview today. So I would just like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Hendricks for the time that they took to sit down with us, and thank you for tuning in.